Hey everybody, today we are going to go through and rank and rate the top 100 games on Board Game Geek. I was looking at Board Game Geek the other day, and I was like, oh, this could be a fun thing to do. How many of these have I played? Which ones should I play next? That's what you all get to decide as well. Seriously, whichever one you say is the best, I'm going to actively make sure that I play that next out of the top 100, which I think is great. So I'm going to go through right now, and I'm going to delete all of my ratings. I'm deleting all of my ratings so that I do it fresh. Fresh for you all. I know how you like the freshness. Luckily, I don't really rate anything. I just, on a whim, I rated a bunch of things. And I was like, hey, I played the top 10. So then it made me want to go through and rate things, but I don't think I've rated anything else. Great. And in this, if there's like different editions, if there's second edition or whatever, I'm going to rate it even if I've just played the first edition because that feels okay. Unless you hate it, and then I won't do that. So let's go over. Let's start with number 100. Oh, you know what? For everyone that I haven't rated, I'm going to go to the next page. Okay, that seems fair. To make sure that I talk about 100 games in this. Well, that's a lot of games. Yeah, it's going to be... Ooh, I make long-form content, okay? I can't help myself. I know you want some background noise, and I'll try to be there for you. But I know that Darwin's Journey, which I always want to play, and I expect it'll never change, boom, 10. Done. Because I don't know Voyages of Marco Polo, and maybe my rating will help push Darwin's Journey. Ooh, let's refresh. Wouldn't that be exciting? It didn't. It didn't do it. Geek rating 7.563 versus 7.563, and it has a average rating that's lower. Why have you not moved up, Darwin's Journey? Number of voters, 884. Oh, well, that's because it has 25,000 votes. That's fair. Voyages of Marco Polo, haven't played it. Should I? I don't know. Scout. Scout's a fine game. Usually willing to play. Yeah. That's a 7 to me. I think it's a small box game. I like that you get to flip your cards upside down if you want to. I like the idea of not moving things in your hand. That's why I'm excited to try Bonanza, which I got for Christmas recently from a friend, which was a lovely, beautiful, thoughtful gift. Really was purchased because it said to bean or not to bean on the front. 100% the only reason, but a good reason. So yeah, Scout gets a 7. That seems fair. It'd be hard for me to give that game a 10 because I'm not like obsessed with it. If I'm going to play a card game, I'm going to play Silver. Seven Wonders. We're doing this on the BGG scale, which, like for me, my scale is like 10. Oh, I almost said 10, 5, and 1. No, it's like 10, 5, 1. That's my scale, essentially. But we're going to do it on the BGG scale. And I think Seven Wonders is an okay game. Some fun or challenge, at least. We'll play sporadically if in the right mood. Yeah. I like Seven Wonders. That's gone up ever since I realized that you could fit the entirety of Seven Wonders in the leaders box with leaders. And it makes it so much better because I don't have to have that stupid box on my shelf. Robinson Crusoe, haven't played. So we're going to go to here and I'll rate Wingspan Asia. An 8. I think it's good because I haven't played Search for Planet X. That seems like a fair balance. Concordia Venus, I will never play. Concordia Venus is like the solo version of Concordia, right? Taking my two least favorite things. Concordia and Solo. Why are you so slow, baby? Because you know I'm going to insult you? Fair. Oh no, 2 to 6 players. So it's a standalone re-implementation of Concordia with some added features. I just don't care. I don't like Concordia, and that's going to get a big, great rating when we go up. Dominant Species, I haven't played, but I have played Dominant Species Marine, which I rate really highly. So I'm going to look up Dominant Species Marine, and I guess I'll rate that. My rating? A 9. I think it's fantastic. Very much enjoy playing. Revive, I also is like, I would say it's a 9. I think it's better at 4 players than it is 2, so I think that one's pretty good. Through the Ages, A Story of Civilization was one that I haven't yet played as well. I probably shouldn't rate more of these, but I knew that White Castle was here, and that gets a 9. It's so good. So that's fine. Beyond the Sun, yeah, I like it. I think it's a very good game. I think it's probably like about an 8 if I had to give it. Very good game. I like to play it. Probably I'll suggest it. Never turn it down. Yeah. I played that just on Board Game Arena, which I don't often do. El Grande, I still have never played, which is sad for me. Sad. Same with Teotihuacan, City of Gods, I haven't played, but Lords of Waterdeep is, you know, a really fun game that I think it's quite good. I think I don't want to do 0.5. It's either a 7 or it's an 8. I think Lords of Waterdeep is so solid, just because like the BGG scale is a weird scale to do because I'll suggest it. Is a weird thing because I have suggested it depending upon who I'm playing with, but it's also lighter, right? Like I recognize that it's like a really good game, but it's also something where I like my tastes skew more complex sometimes. So I don't care. I'm giving it an 8. We've really just stopped going back in time, haven't we? Decrypto's fine. It's like, I'd say Decrypto's a 6, an okay game, some fun or challenge. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I agree. I agree with that. I'd say Inish is like a 9. So there's a couple ones that I've played. Aeon's End, I guess. I think I would put Aeon's End as a very good game. Zach, it's the number 2 game of all time. I think it's very good. I think it's excellent. I think it's excellent. I guess it's a 9. It's a weird language is weird, huh? Oh my gosh, now I don't know if you can see that on your end. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. Yeah, you can. It's just attached to my mouse now. It knows I need to know. Okay, I haven't played Fields of Arl. Lord of the Ring Duel for Middle Earth is one I'm not interested in playing because I don't care about Seven Wonders Duel. I like the original Seven Wonders a lot more. Eclipse. So I did original Seven Wonders as 6. Keep that in mind. Eclipse, New Dawn for the Galaxy. I've never played Eclipse, but I think it's cool. Clank is fun. Clank is, it's a good game. Usually willing to play. I might turn it down sometimes, so I think Clank's like a 7. Five Tribes. I think Five Tribes is a 7. If we're gonna be accurate with that. Clank Catacombs have not yet played, but I imagine the modular board would be exciting to me. Race for the Galaxy, I think is pretty solid. I think that's a 7 as well. It's a great one to play on Board Game Arena because it plays like super quickly. Azul, you know what? I think I'll put Azul as a 7 as well. I think Azul is pretty good. Usually Azul is my go-to. Like parents who don't like board games will like Azul, but I've tried it on a few people recently, and it didn't hit as well as I was expecting it to. That was just good knowledge for me. Agricola is, I love Agricola. It's got to be a 9. The revised edition, I don't know. There's probably another Agricola up here that'll give a revised edition. Haven't yet played Kingdom Death Monster. I imagine it would probably sit around a 7 for me, if I'm going to guess. The Crew is great, but I'm going to give it a 7. Because of the Board Game Geek scaling, I guess, probably I'll suggest it. I don't think I'll suggest it. I wouldn't say, like, let's play The Crew, but I will happily play The Crew if somebody wants to play The Crew. Usually willing to play. Sure, it's a 7. Mechs vs. Minions, still haven't played. Android Netrunner, I didn't really enjoy that much. I think it's, I would give it like a 5, because I thought it was just kind of fine. Star Wars Imperial Assault, haven't yet played. Paladins of West Kingdom, haven't yet played. Gallerist, I would give, this is a tough one. I should probably give it an 8. But I might give it a 7. Let's be harsh. Because I feel like I really just want to give 10s. Like Le Havre, it's great. And so, Quacks of Quedlinburg, come on, give me a 10. Fantastic. Love it. Power Grid, love, give me a 10. So all these sevens are kind of, evening things out, I guess. Age of Innovation, I haven't played, going back to these. Clans of Caledonia, I think I'm going to friggin' love. I read through the rulebook recently, and it got me very excited. Age of Innovation, I'm sure I'll love because I love Terra Mystica as well. So it's another one of those things where it's like another iteration of something that I haven't just played that version of. Maracaibo, I haven't played, but I do love Great Western Trail. So I know that, I'd love to try Maracaibo. Solkin is really solid for me. That's for sure an 8. I just give it an 8, not like a 9 or a 10, because there's one strategy that feels very broken, and that's like the food strategy or the resource conversion strategy. And so like when you play on Board Game Arena, you just get that spammed against you the entire time. And then you're like, well, that's the only strategy to play. And then you play it and you're like, man, now I can do so much stuff. It's so much fun. And then you play another game of it and nobody knows about it. And then you just completely wallop them. Don't like that exists. Grand Austria Hotel is just, it's fantastic. It's a 9. Mansion of the Madness, I haven't played the second edition. I had the first edition and I was like, this is too hard to like get under my belt and figure out. But I know the second edition does a lot of updates with the app. I really threw this additional rating by the wayside, eh? 4, not so good. See, I also have a problem with this. Maybe it's being brought up in a household of overachievers, but like when something's rated a 4 as a Board Game Geek scale, not so good, doesn't get me, could be talked into it on occasion. A 4 to me is just atrocious. Like this is the speaking, like a 4 out of 10 is not something I would ever be caught dead showing on a report card or or achieving in my daily life. That's not something that I'm interested in. So like a 4 is a bad score, but like for BGG, it's like, yeah, I guess I could maybe play it. And even 3 is like, it's a bad game, but I could still play it. It shows like the feeling of board gamers who are like, yeah, I just want to hang out. I just want to play a game with you all. So I just kind of want to play it. There you go. I'll write a couple other stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Splendor Duel. I think Splendor Duel is just fine. I think Splendor Duel gets a 6 to me, whereas I like Splendor a lot more. Arctics of the West Kingdom. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That one's a 7, I guess. Good game. There. Take your blood ratings. Obsession is tough. Obsession is almost a 6 for me. It was kind of a letdown. It's an okay game, or it's a good game, usually when I play. I'm gonna give it a 7. because I think there's some more merit to it. I'm going to take it off my wish list, though, because I don't think I would like to have it anymore. I've played it a bunch. Pandemic Legacy Season 2, I haven't played. Lisboa, I haven't played. Sleeping God, Zach is playing through right now as a solo, and he's not like a huge fan of the solo, so maybe we'll dual hand it at some point. Oathsworn, another campaign game, which, you know, I'm fine not playing these. Cthulhu Death May Die, I'm gonna give a 7 right now. This one could change, but this is just standing in for the series. Agricola, what did I say before? A 9? That feels about right. Blood Rage, what did I say about this one? Probably a 9. Always want to play it. Probably I'll suggest it. See, I think Blood Rage is like a 9, but I don't always want to play Blood Rage. So maybe it's an 8? By the Board Game Geek scale, I now have to give this an 8 because I don't always want to play Blood Rage. I always want to play Agricola. Yeah, I guess. I don't always want to play Blood Rage. That's interesting data. Hegemony, I haven't played. On Mars, haven't played. A lot of the Lacerdas, I find a gap in my board gaming knowledge, for those of you who are interested, is Lacerda. That's it. And I would enjoy probably the entire collection. Anachrony is 100% a 10. It's just so good. I love Anachrony so much. Caverna, I'll give Caverna an 8. I like Agricola more, but like I'll be happy to play it. Cascadia, I'm going to put it a 7. I'm not like, I really vary back and forth with Cascadia. I think Cascadia is an interesting one that I go back and forth on. Puerto Rico, I really like Puerto Rico. I probably should be a 9. Probably I'll suggest it. I'll never turn out a game. I like to play. I mean, I always want to play Puerto Rico. If somebody's like, you want to play Puerto Rico? I will say yes. So I think that's got to be a 9. That's interesting. Kanban, again, another Lacerda. Crocodile, this is going to ruffle some feathers or rustle some feathers, depending upon who you're talking as. Crocodile gets a 6. Don't tell Jeremy Tracy. Yeah, I'll play sporadically if I'm in the right mood. But I don't. I would much rather play shuffleboard. Much rather play shuffleboard at the Resolute Club in Halifax than play Crocodile. 100%. Underwater Cities, dang, I'm so jealous that Colin played that at Niagara and I didn't get to play that with him. This is cool that it's up so far. I really want to play that. Pax Pamir, I hope it's good. I think I'm going to bounce pretty hard off of Pax Pamir. Food Chain Magnate, I think I always want to play it, and I don't see that ever changing. I think I got to rate Food Chain a 10. I need to play it more. I have the expansions for it. I've never played them. Food Chain is something that I actively would want to play more of. Marvel Champions, the card game, I've never played. I know it's a good solo game, right? And but I would play it at 2 players. I get scared of collectible card games because I'm going to want everything. So if you have it, I'll happily play it with you. It's never something that I'm going to buy myself. Heat, I think, is just like a 6 for me. It's an okay game, some fun or challenge. I'll play it sporadically. Although I do, again, it's these things. I did beat the designer of Heat at their own game, and that is on film on the World Series of Board Gaming's channel. I think it's on World Series. I think I put on World Series, not Dice Tower. I'm not sure. It's on one of them. Now, to be fair, I was peppering him with questions all throughout the game, and to be fair, I was like, okay, I think I need to do this. I did ask him for a consult, and I got very lucky, but I spun out and I won against the designer, and it shows that you can win even if you spin out, and you have really, really fortunate luck. But that was that was the most fun I've ever had with Heat because of that like comeback and seeing that the comeback was possible. So that was kind of exciting. But I think Heat, just in general, it doesn't overstay its welcome. I like watching it because of WSBG. I'm really torn. I think it's a sort of right mood situation. So judging by BGG standards, I've got to be in the right mood to do it. I don't think I would. Again, this is so like this. I hate this. I hate this rating scale. I'm never doing this again. I hate this. This is different from what I would grade on my own personal room and board scale. So it's weird doing it on like a BGG scale. I guess everybody uses BGG ratings for whatever purpose they want, but it's a weird scale to grade on. I grade on more just on vibe, I guess, and on like a game's design merits, whether or not I will actively suggest it. Because I think a game can be a very solid game and a solid game design, like Sky Team is. And it can also be something that like I'm not going to actively suggest. But I would give this like an 8, but BGG is making me give it a 7. So I'm giving it a 7. Anyway, I think I've qualified that enough. Viticulture is outstanding. It is an outstanding game, isn't it? I don't own a copy, but I should probably get one because I think it's a 10. Everdell, 100% a 10. Can I give it an 11? Everdell's an 11. Oh, you won't let me give it an 11? There's a 10 for you. The Crew Mission Deep Sea, again, I think like it's... Actually, the Crew Mission Deep Sea is better than the Crew, I think. So because of that, I'm giving it an 8, because I'm not doing any points here, not point 1 or whatever, and I have to indicate that it's better. Will that mean that I will suggest it? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I certainly suggested to play it with my parents when I bought it for them for Christmas. Barrage, still haven't played, really want to. Orléans, yeah, I think Orléans an 8. I quite like Orléans. I have it above me. Too Many Bones, 7, I guess, because it depends. It depends how you feel about it. Wingspan, see, well, this is the thing. Like, I gave Wingspan Asia an 8 before I realized I was doing this Board Game Geek rating. In terms of Board Game Geek ratings, I probably would give Wingspan a 7, but that should be because Wingspan is one of those games where, like, you burn out on it, and then you play it again, and you're like, man, that's really good. It's an 8. I'm going to have to go back and change some of these. Terra Mystica, I think it's an excellent game, and I don't see that ever changing, so that would be a 10, wouldn't it? This rating system is flawed. Root, I am usually willing to play, but I won't always suggest it, because sometimes I find it overwhelming, so I guess it's a 7. Lost Ruins of Arnak, I'm usually willing to play. Sure, I'll give it a 7. I find it much harder to do things than Dune Imperium, which it often gets compared to, which I think you shouldn't compare it to, because they're completely different. Arkham Horror, the card game, I haven't played. Again, that sort of CCG, LCG feeling of things that stops me from getting invested, but I've heard it's a great system, so probably will play it at some point in time. Great Western Trail is fantastic, but I got to give it a 9 because New Zealand exists, and that's gonna get a 10. Frosthaven, I haven't played. I have played Gloomhaven, and it was fine. Concordia, oh, I can't wait to give you a bad score. Likely won't play again, although could be convinced. Yeah. Although extremely annoying game, won't play this ever again. I'll always play games with people if they're passionate about them and they're excited about them. I think saying you won't ever play a game again is dumb. It's selfish. I think that's a selfish statement to make. Because if I have, so here, some of my most hated games are Concordia, Twilight Imperium. That one's such a time sink though. The Night Cage, which I bring up a lot. That friggin' game about a cactus for 3-year-olds called Ouch. They're like, sorry you hated our game. Yeah, I hate it. But if there was somebody out there who's like, man, I love this game, I can't wait to play it, like, and I'm hanging out with that person, and it's like really, really important to them, even something I rate a 1, I would play with them because I'd want to see what's good about it. And I would say, listen, I hate this game, so I'm going to be sassy throughout it, and you're going to have to, like, deal with that. But if, like, as long as they know that, as long as they're okay with me being like, this is why it's broken, this is why it's bad, this is why it's bad, this is why it's bad, and even still, I probably wouldn't do that, because that's also, like, a jerk move to do. It would depend on the person, right? Anyway, I don't like this rating scale. Feast for Odin, 10. So good. Oh, you're not on my wish list? You'll get on my wish list. Clank Legacy, I've heard is really good, but haven't played it. Nemesis, I guess an 8. I like Nemesis. On this scale, I won't often recommend it. And this scale also seems weird. Like 8 seems higher than 9 because 8's like, I'll suggest it. And 9's like, a good game. And I think suggesting the game, you can call lots of things a good game. I don't know what focus group put this BGG rating scale together. Let me know your own rating scale down below. Oh, I should get Zach to do this, because Zach has, honestly, I'm getting more and more to the Zach scale, which is a 10, a 5, or a 1. 10, always play it. 5, sometimes play it. 1, don't want to play it. What else does it boil down to? Really, in terms of like wanting to play, I think that captures the spirit of what Board Game Geek is trying to go for better than Board Game Geek. I think it's also a horrible scale, which I will never use, because there's like, not everything's a 10, but everything could be a 10. Wouldn't it be great to live in a world where everything was a 10? Nemesis is an 8, I guess. I mean, it's probably a 10 on some days. I don't know. Seven Wonders Duel is not. Seven Wonders Duel is not so good. I really don't like Seven Wonders Duel. That felt satisfying to do. Feels good, eh? To put those bad numbers down. Ooh, I'm making my opinion known to the world. Ooh, my opinion matters. It doesn't. I know that. I still haven't played Brass Lancashire. I would like to play Brass Lancashire because I'd like to see the difference. Eclipse was already down at the bottom. Haven't played that. Scythe, I guess we give it an 8. It's a good game. I'm usually down for a game. Unless it's a 7. Good game. Usually willing to play. Yeah, I'm kind of always willing to play. If somebody's like Scythe, I'll go, yeah. I won't ever have that feeling of like, not today. Dune Imperium Uprising. Again, this is now into WSBG. I've actively like wanted to suggest this game for a bunch of times, so I think it gets a 10 because I'm really high on it right now. And I guess all these things could change, but they never will change because I don't rate things on Board Game Geek. But maybe this will make me start. Great Western Trail. What was the other one? They're both Great Western Trails. They're both 9s. See, that's easy. 2-for-1 special right there. Castles of Burgundy. This might be a hot take, but I'm gonna give it a 7. I think it's just okay. I know it's blasphemy. I like it. I'll play it for sure. You want to play Castles of Burgundy? I'll go, yeah. The large edition has made me more jaded towards it, I think. Really, if it comes down to it. Gaia Project, I think we give an 8. I think Gaia Project's really good. But I won't suggest it. It's annoying to teach. So does that mean it's a 7? Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, still haven't played. But it was on my shelf. It's over there? Where is it? It's over there. I don't know if I will end up playing that now. That's a bit sad. Well, let's move on. Spirit Island, I'm going to give it 10. Spirit Island is just exceptional. What is a 10? I forget, because it's blocked. Can I do this? Will it show me here? Yeah. Outstanding. Always want to play it and expect it will never change. I do always want to play it. I don't always play it, but I do always want to play it. Yeah, Spirit Island gets a 10. Star Wars Rebellion, I guess it gets an 8. I think it's an 8. You know, I need to go back in that other video and see what I rated these and see if it's consistent or see if it's just friggin' willy-nilly, which it certainly feels like it might be. But I think Star Wars Rebellion gets an 8 for me. War of the Ring is extremely annoying. Won't play this ever again. Defies description of a game. You won't catch me dead playing this. Clearly broken. Likely won't play this again, although could be convinced bad. No, I'm going to give it a 2. I know I gave it a 3 before, but I'm going to give it a 2 because it was extremely annoying. Definitely extremely annoying. Terraforming Mars, I played over 100 games on Board Game Arena of that, so it's got to be up there. Dune Imperium, yeah, I think Dune Imperium, this is really surprising to me, but Dune Imperium gets a 10. I think that's going to be the biggest shakeup on, I'm going to be so basic too, but it's going to make its way into my top 20 for sure. Twilight Imperium, I like Twilight Imperium more than War of the Ring. That should tell you how much I don't like War of the Ring, so I'm going to give that a 3. Gloomhaven is, just fine, so I'm going to give it a 7. Arc Nova, I think I'll give it an 8. I think that's all right. Pandemic Legacy Season 1, I'm going to give it 10. And then Brass Birmingham, I'm going to give it 10. I mean, I guess I just kind of blazed through this last little bit of it and didn't really talk about these games, but I think you know these games. So what my justification? Terraforming Mars, I played a bunch. Dune Imperium, yeah, I kind of said it. But Gloomhaven, I think, is just okay. It's a lot of investment. I think Gloomhaven shone because it was one of the first of its kind. And I think comparing it to more campaign games which have taken lessons from Gloomhaven and actually have storage solutions and care about the user's experience instead of just throwing it all in a big box and assuming that everybody can lay out the game for a million years. Yeah, Pandemic Legacy Season 1 is just so friggin' good. Brass Birmingham is so friggin' good. Arc Nova is fun, you know? So how many have I played in the top 100? How many do I owe of reviews on the next page? Let's see. 1. Ooh, am I a bad board gamer? Maybe I shouldn't publish this video. I've played 60. 60 out of the top 100. I haven't played 40 of them. Although I have played some versions. Right? Concordia Venus, Dominant Species, I feel like those are allowable. Through the ages, there's 2 versions, and I would count both versions. This is going to be off the top 100 anytime soon. It just got shot up because it's the new hotness. Clank, I've played the versions of Clank. There's a lot of campaign games that I don't care about. Age of Innovation, I mean, I've played Terra Mystica and Gaia Project. It's not that different. Clans of Caledonia, Maracaibo, those are some of the tops of the ones that I want to play. If I'm ranking the ones that I want to play. Pandemic Legacy Season 2 for sure that's another campaign, but sure, I would want to play that. On Mars is pretty up there for ones that I would want to try as well. And Kanban, because I've heard good things. Underwater Cities is up there as well. Barrage. You can see my taste. I think my top, Mage Knight, I'm going to get to the table very soon. The ones that I want to play, Mage Knight, Barrage, Clans of Caledonia, Maracaibo, Paladins of the West Kingdom, Teotihuacan, sure. Those are the ones that I want to actively get to the table. So I guess I owe you 40 ratings if we're going to be, I've done 9, Great Western Trail. Oh yeah, let's give that a 10. It also does give, Keyflower, let's give that a 10. Tigers and Euphrates, yeah, let's give that a 10. I think it's great. Dwellings of Eldervale, I really didn't enjoy. I think it's a 5. It's a take it or leave it sort of situation. Quest for El Dorado, I think that's a solid 7. I just got it from my folks recently. Dominion Intrigue is honestly it's better than than base Dominion, so it gets an 8. Kalis, I always want to play Kalis. I think Kalis is fantastic. An 8.5 back when I was doing 0.5s. No, that's wrong. It's a 9. Trois was fine. I think I just played that recently. It's like a 7. Blood on the Clock Towers, it's fine. It's like a 7 or an 8. Good game. Usually willing to play. Very good game. I like to play. Probably I'll suggest it. I'll never turn it down again. Well, I might turn it down if it's too late. Raw gets a solid 9 for me. I really like Raw. Nemesis Lockdown, again, I guess was an 8. No, it's a 9. I like Nemesis Lockdown more than Nemesis, so there you go. 9. Trajan was like a 7 for me when I played it. Dominion, I guess it's like a 7 for me. Look, 7th Continent was, I gave a 3. No, we're gonna lower that down. Honestly, 7th Continent's a 1 for me. It's just awful. Hansa Teutonica, I've only played it once. It's a 10. I want to keep playing it. Wonderland's War, oh yeah. It's a 10. Champions of Midgard, I think that's like a 6. I think I'm going to get rid of it. I'm honestly going to just right now move to the previously owned section because I know it's on the cull pile. So not bad. I think the Board Game Geek Top 100 is not all that it's cracked up to be. You can see that there are multiple copies of the same game on the Top 100. At one point I wanted to do a rap about the Top 100. And it was going to go like, Agricola, 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 Imperium, Imperium, Agricola, Agricola. Because there's 2 copies of each of those on the thing. And I thought that would be like a funny like underlying kind of beat. And like if you get that swag, Agricola, Agricola, keeping a minute, don't catch me farming it, rebellion and armaments. Just like a bunch of stupid like that sort of trap, which I don't really like as a rap style, but I'm gonna do because that was funny. Anyway, I don't know what this video is like. Let me know if this was an awful video or if you enjoyed spending time with me. Let me know if I have devalued myself as a board game content creator because I only got a 60% success rate on playing games out of the top 100. I don't have the money for all of them. And people don't send me them because they're new. I'm not big enough. So of course I haven't played them yet. I'll play them at conventions and I'll be excited to do so. Yeah, Clans of Caledonia, Maracaibo, Through the Ages is something I really do want to try. Barrage, Mage Knight. Mage Knight I have and need to do coverage on at some point in time. And Underwater Cities and Kanban and On Mars. So like a good chunk of games that I'd be very actively excited to try and to play. But I think the Board Game Geek Top 100 it's never going to be a great rating system. It's the rating system that we have, right? People will rate things for a whole bunch of different reasons. People rate things 1s, people rate things 10s. People rate things based upon their excitement. People use Board Game Geek to keep track of a whole number of things. And so it is this sort of aggregate website that we have that we can use as a tool in whatever way that we want to use it. That was fun though. That was fun going through. I'm always kind of intimidated by the Board Game Geek Top 100 because there's so many like games that I know I haven't had access to and that people just get so obsessed with, and I feel like I'm missing out. And so I feel like I'm pretty happy with the 60%. I would have guessed I was at 70% on the top 100. Once Marco Polo gets out of there, Dominant Species, Concordia Venus, Robinson Crusoe, and we pull in Darwin's Journey, Wingspan Asia, White Castle, Decrypto. It's so surprising me that Decrypto's that far up. It's a good reminder that you can't play everything, right? Games are meant to be enjoyed frequently, more than once. There will always be games out there that you haven't played that you can look forward to trying. There will always be chances and opportunities to do it without having to purchase it yourself as well. You can go to conventions that will have libraries. You can take them up from libraries. You can make local meetups, new friend groups. You can have a board game swap, a board game key party, if you will. You all bring a board game to the party, and then you all go home with a different one. Actually, that would be pretty fun. You kind of bring like a midweight one, and everybody puts in the criteria. You say like, midweight Euro. And you come in. I guess it's just a math trade. What I'm describing is a math trade, but the swinging version. So, I don't know. I didn't really have a plan for this video, and I guess it showed. But I had a good time going through, and let me know. Let me know down below what your number is out of the top 100, what you've played. I'm curious. Why you're smarter than me, and which of the ones that I haven't played that I should make priority to play next, and a priority to kind of seek out. That would be exciting, especially because like when I'm traveling to conventions and stuff, it's great to know that like, oh, this is a game, and I'll be like, hey, who wants to play this game? I want somebody to teach me this game. It'd be great. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I like hanging out with you. That was fun for me, so I hope it was fun for you, which to be clear is the opposite of what I usually try for. To be clear for anybody watching. My name is Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase. I just don't have one. Strinkle Trinkle. I was workshopping Strinkle Trinkle for a long time, and it just wasn't polling well, and I decided to go for it anyway, and this is why I don't have a catchphrase, okay? I'm sorry I've let you down.